The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
A dangerous, very dangerous team with a lot of experience coming back. They've got two different teams, really, with the quarterback that is returning off of a medical red shirt hardship, a medical hardship. The quarterback that was, I think, played the first two ball games last year and then went down with a knee injury, and so they played a freshman quarterback, and I think things kind of went downhill on them on that because everything was based around him. And you know, and when the offense struggles, the defense struggles, and when the defense struggles, the offense struggles, vice versa on a team. And so I think that's when they really started struggling, even though they still ended up with a 5-5 year and still were very representative in the Presbyterian in the Pennsylvania Conference. And so they were, they're a different football team with the quarterback in there, and he's a running, throwing threat. He's preseason All-American with two wide receivers, preseason All-American with a linebacker, preseason All-American. So we ain't got that many preseason All-Americans, and so they're the kind of team that that has given us a fit before, and right now with us with so many unanswerable parts right now because we're so young on defense. I think it's going to be really an interesting. I think they're in great position to play Carson-Newman.
You bring up the quarterback, but also in that fold, an offensive coordinator in Mike Miller, who was with the Arizona Cardinals when they made their Super Bowl run. What does that kind of offensive mind help them to do?
Well, I've known Mike Miller for a lot of years, and he's really a good offensive football coach, and has a way of matching up talent to skills, or talent to a system, and so I look for him to challenge us pretty good.
How has the team handled last week with the holiday weekend and then practicing last night?
Well, it was good. We needed a break. It was designed that way because of, we've been going really, really hard for 2 weeks, and we needed a break. We needed to get some. I've read all the training books, and they say you need rest every once in a while, and so we needed a break. We needed a break physically, mentally. And they came back sharp last night, very sharp. And I think we're physically, we're about as good shape as we could possibly be in.
What concerns you the most heading into Thursday night?
Well, this time of year, there's always, going into the first ball game, there's probably two things that are big. Number one is, do they know what to do? Have we been good coaches? Have they been good learners? Do they know what to do? Are we asked them to do something that they don't know how to do? And that's the worst position a coach can put himself in and put his kids in, is to ask them to do something that they don't really know how to do or know what to do. And then the second thing is are they willing to do it? Are they totally committed and totally sold out to do what you've taught them to do? And that's the two phases that we don't know. We don't know the personality of this team right now. We can watch video and we can watch them practice, and I think we got an idea that they know what to do. But we don't know what they're going to do when it's really, really tough. And we've tried to put them in some of those situations. But we can't control officials' calls. We can't control what the other team does. We can't control weather. We can't control we can't control the uncontrollables. The only thing we can control are the controllables. And so we've tried to express all we can about the controllables, but you know, you can't coach against the uncontrollables. That's just where it has to come from in here. And so that's the part that we haven't seen yet. We don't know about yet. And that's a big concern for a coach. Knowing what to do, and are you sold out totally to do it? And that's the part that's the two parts that we talk about right now.
Do you think that there's any difference in the defensive state of mind this year, where there's a little more depth across the board, and this year a couple preseason All-Americans that were young guys last year now have to be leaders?
Well, I think we've got, there's no question, we got more depth than we had last year. I think we got more guys that can run than we had last year. But they've never had a Carson-Newman uniform on. And so are they going to do it the Carson-Newman way? You know, where we coach, we play with heart, and we play with a little bit higher purpose, I think, sometimes, bigger than the scoreboard at the end of the field. And you know, how much are we sold out on that? How much are we convinced that that's the way to do it? And he'll show up. Always does. It shows up in the middle of the game. He'll show up after the game. He'll show up in life. It shows up. And so we want to. We just want to do. We want to win the victory, the big victory. Not necessarily the one on the scoreboard, but the big victory, the one that matters.
You mentioned some of that experience on defense, especially throughout the middle. I know at the last meeting, how does that play into a team like Edinboro likes to throw the ball and seems to be pretty good at it this year?
Well, the whole middle of our defense, tackles, linebackers, safeties, are new, with the exception of Sean Rawson at safety. So we're new. So those guys have probably got everybody that I just got through talking about probably has got 25 snaps in a game. So it's been a great challenge for us, and so we'll have to see how that goes.
Also, the kicking game, I know that had some question marks on it. You could address that a little bit, or if that's shaped up any in the last 2 weeks.
It has, and we don't have many options there. We got one guy that's had game experience punting, and he's been 2 years in a row with ACL surgeries. And we got one guy that's kicked maybe 3 or 4 kicks in a ball game. And he's going to be our kickoff and our PAT guy, field goal guy. And that's Ben Ogle. And Charlie Ray's the punter. Charlie's got game experience with back-to-back knee surgeries. And Ben Ogle has got game experience in JV games and maybe 2 or 3 kicks. That'd be interesting. How many times did he kick in games last year?
No, but he did. He kicked a couple times against North Greenville 2 years ago.
Kicked off
and kicked a field goal.
Okay.
And he kicked a field goal and kicked off against Tusculum 2 years ago.
Okay. Didn't do any last year?
Didn't do anything last year.
We didn't have a big enough lead to do any of that last year, did we? So that's it. And then we got a couple, we got a couple guys that are trying to get caught up enough so that if either one of them go down to an injury, that at least we got somebody that we can put in there without putting Adam Cavalier in there. So.
And Edinboro sort of faces a similar challenge from what I read in Adam's game notes. That I think they had 6 block kicks or something like that last year and don't really return anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know if that plays into any of your.
We've noticed it. So we need to win the kicking game. There's no question about that. That's huge in this ball game.
You alluded to it earlier, but Mike Shansky's there, preseason stalwart at linebacker. What stands out to you?
Big and strong. He's a plugger. He's hard to block. I'm probably going to get arrested for child support when we send our little old back in there to block him. And he's big old tough linebacker and has a lot of game experience.
They haven't played an option team in at least 2 years. When you look at something like that, how do you react?
Well, that's going to be like everything else. We just got through talking about it. You know, we're on a play-by-play game adjustment. That's the reason it's so important that we have good communication from press box to sideline, and that we're able to make play-by-play adjustments. You know, you don't wait till end of the quarter or end of the half to make adjustments. You're doing it play-by-play. And first game, that's the way it always is. You never know what you're going to run into. You don't know what you're going to see. And I'm sure they got a plan on how they think they're going to stop the option, and we'll see play by play what their plan is, and try to find a counter to what they're doing to stop it, and we'll try to counter it. And so, you know, that's the way. It's a checker game. It's a chess game, and we have to try to figure out what their next move's going to do, and then call something that works against that move.
What sense do you have about the cohesiveness of your offense? Several returnees, but also several key losses through the end of camp.
Well, offense has had overall a good fall camp, and I think we've got some people that are excited about playing. I think we got a group of kids that are fired up about playing together. I think we got some talent. I think some of it's still unknown about how much talent it is under fire. And again, that's one of those things we'll find out come Thursday night when live bullets start flying around. We'll find out who will lock on their bayonet and charge, and those that hit the what do you call those things in World War I? Those where you dig in. Trench. Those trench fighters. We don't want any trench fighters. We want chargers. We want guys that'll fix their bayonet and go charge. So
you can tie Pop Warner for 6th on the all-time wins list. What's that mean to you?
Well, that means as far as I can tell, don't mean anything. You know, I don't know what that's got anything to do with anything except, you know, if that opens the door to draw attention to the God that can do miraculous things with nothing, then I'd say to him be the glory. And of course, there's no question that it means something to a whole bunch of players and coaches that have invested deeply in this program down through the years. But as far as what it means to me personally, I'd be pretty foolish if I thought that was something that I'm supposed to crow about, and because it's not about me. And I say, you know, I say the Lord, if there's any praise to be attained, that it needs to go to Him, and all these players and coaches that have invested so much, and especially this staff right now. I got an unbelievable staff. Woo! I mean, got a great coaching staff, and I watched them yesterday, you know, and I actually, on the practice field, I decided I was going to keep my mouth shut just for a while, and just be still for a while and just watch. And I'm going to tell you, those kids were getting coached yesterday, and it's pretty special. It's pretty special to watch. And so I'm just grateful to be a part of it.